Hi everyone. This week we're talking about Reunite Reunite. In fact, we're going to talk about Reunite for most of November. I'd just like to acknowledge that I'm doing this work on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I'd like to acknowledge any elders past, present or emerging, and any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that are watching. Today we're really fortunate to have Deb Shaddock with us. Some of you will remember Deb Shaddock as Operations Coordinator in Vic ES, as well as a few other roles that she held. These days, Deb is the National Coordinator of Preparedness and Response with the national team, and she's going to have a chat to us today about RFR. Welcome, Deb.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for the invitation. Hi, everyone.
Deb, first question for you is, why is RFR an important service to provide?
Okay, well, first I'll just say that Red Cross runs the Register Find Reunite service in partnership with government and police agencies generally. It's important because it lets family and friends and emergency services agencies know you are safe in the case of an emergency, whether you're leaving or staying. Police emergency services agencies can use RFR to check where people are in an affected area, and that can save unnecessary searches by those people. So, when welfare checks are requested and the like. After an emergency, RFR can ensure that support services are able to contact affected community and displaced community. I guess a perfect example for me is Burke Street a few years back and that collective trauma event. And it actually flipped our way of thinking with predominantly large number of inquiries coming through. But it was great to see the value of that system for our emergency services, police in particular, but then also people calling in to inquire about loved ones and those that they couldn't contact, and the reassurance that that provided to them, and a sense of security that work was being undertaken to support them in finding those people that they couldn't contact.
Wow, yeah, that was an amazing event. So it must have been very reassuring for a lot of people. And as I recall, there was international calls coming as well, where people literally did not know whether their loved ones were okay, and that's the service that you're able to provide.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so important, fantastic. So the next question, Deb, is what can we look at in terms of the future of RFR? Where are we going?
Okay, so electronic is the key, really. What we're in development at the moment, and everyone should receive in the not too distant future, a support material that can go into evacuation and relief centre kits or activation kits. They're a QR code that will take people straight through to the RFR site. We've become so used to QR codes. A couple of years ago, we might have been resistant in their use, but I think everyone's well across them now. So that's the sort of thing that we're thinking. How can we make this simple and easy, not just for people coming into those centres, but for our people that are working in those centres too. The use of iPads, laptops within centres, most states and territories now have those as a resource. The logistical challenge is getting them there quickly sometimes, unless you've actually got them in a kit. But for people to even be able to use their own devices and for us to be able to guide them through that process. For me, I know I can hear some of you going, yes, but we use paper. A registration or inquiry is not a registration or an inquiry until it's in the system. So if we can help that happen quickly, efficiently and effectively, winner, I think, Anthony.
Oh, fantastic. And that's to say that we'll still have paper registrations available, but I love that tagline. I think that's something we're going to use again and again. It's not a registration or inquiry until it's in the system. So that's just so important. The last question, Deb, is what's a quick tip you can give us in terms of RFR? I know you've done quite a bit of it over the years.
I think for me, coming back to that whole idea of paper and the reassurance that it gives us, we acknowledge you won't always have power, you won't always have internet connectivity. We work in emergency management and emergency services. You've always got to have a plan B. So I would encourage people to have a think about how you might manage that in the context of where we work and how you will go about getting that information into the system from a paper-based RFR for example. An example that comes into my head is something many years ago when I worked as a volunteer, and it was in 2009. It was the Yea Relief Centre out of the Black Saturday bushfires. and the relationship we held with police. So police had a generator at their station. We took our handwritten forms and an exercise book that council had started up to the police station and utilised their equipment to get that information into the North Melbourne office. So it's really about, encourage you strongly to have a plan B. Think about how, if you do have to use paper, what are you going to do to get that into the system? Harking back to that catchphrase, Anthony.
Yeah, that's great. Terrific. Thanks so much, Deb. It's been a really good insight and a really good way to start off RFR month for us. Thanks very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, well done. I've got itchy nose. Oh, you're brilliant. Thank you. Did that in one take, so you've done really, really well.
Oh, really? That's good.
So having that conversation beforehand, I think, was really helpful. So
yeah. Great. It was less painful than I thought.
No, it's pretty good. You can watch yourself star on Facebook now.
Yeah, great. Knew I should have done my hair. There you go.
No, look, I don't know. I get good feedback. I've still got to figure out the stats on exactly how many people actually watch it. But but it's generating some interesting conversations and discussions. But this sort of video too, we can use again. You know, we could use it if we need to do a pop-up RFR training or something like that. We can just shove it in.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, Anthony.
Good holiday.
Thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Deb. Cheers.
Bye.